Hi, Ranbir and Alia.
Hi, Queenie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I would right away start with my first question, which is I'm going to start with Ranbir first, which is that you've done some great films with Ayan before. What would you say is that one element that sets him apart from other directors?
I think he's got a great understanding of. I think he's a director who has understood that he needs to make a film for an audience and not for himself. That would be
Mhm,
number one. And number
mhm,
two would be that he's probably the most hardest working individual that I have come across in my life. I think he is somebody who's kind of bet his entire life on a movie, has given it all. He's
mhm.
broke. He's
Yeah.
entire existence he's only breathing his creation, that is Brahmastra. And I
Mhm.
think when a human being risks that much, I think I have a lot of respect for that kind of a person. He's someone who's doing it all for his film.
Oh, that's amazing. Alia, this has been a great year for you, both personally and professionally. We've seen you in some iconic roles such as Gangubai and Badru and Darlings, which is one of my favorite films nowadays. It's so good. What do you look for in a character or your character when a script comes to you?
Well, I think first I look at the film,
Hmm.
then I look at how maybe the character that I'm playing is affecting the storyline,
Hmm.
you know, big, small, whatever it may be, but how's it affecting the storyline?
Hmm.
But honestly, in a film like Brahmastra, I didn't look at anything. It came to me and I just looked at the film and I said, just let's go on, make the film and start shooting it right away. Because I was, I was such a huge fan of Ayan's work and the person that he is. And like he said, he's um, really, really hardworking, beyond anybody's sort of imagination. And I've discovered that through the making of Brahmastra. So
Hmm.
yeah, there was just
It's a no-brainer.
no brainer. It was no brainer.
Well, that's amazing. Which brings me to my next question, which is for both of you. So we're going to start one by one, Alia first and then Ranbir. What was the process like to represent a story that's so deep rooted in Indian culture, but it's set in modern day India?
Hmm. Okay,
That's right.
Asha, me, start first.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that was one of the most exciting parts because it's something that I feel like is for every generation, for the younger
Hmm.
generation, for the middle generation, for the older generation. There's something to love and enjoy. It's a
Hmm.
beautiful mix. At the same time, there's so much newness and so many elements that sort of when you mix them together, it's like it almost says like go forward, fly, but don't forget your roots. Like that
Hmm.
combination of being up there in the sky but still being close to your roots.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed that representation while we were making it, and I'm 100% sure that's also what the audience is responding to now when they see the units, when they see the trailer, the songs, and all of that. That
Hmm.
it's set in modern times in a contemporary world, but it's so
Hmm.
rooted in Indian culture and inspired by you know our sort of
Hmm.
rich heritage, something that we will take with us no matter where we go,
Hmm.
whichever part of the world.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's a celebration. It's
Hmm.
like a
Yeah.
festival of Indian culture.
Yeah. What about you, Ranbir? Yeah.
I completely agree with what Alia said. That would be my answer also. And I also believe that a film like this will also encourage a lot of filmmakers from our country to
Hmm.
really make, stories that have come from our culture. There are so many stories that, the Indian mythology has, which are just Indian stories. And I
Hmm.
think today with the use of, modern technology like VFX,
Hmm.
the kind of exposure that cinema is getting worldwide, I think
Hmm.
Brahmastra can really be a game changer where that's concerned. It can really encourage and give courage to a lot of producers and directors to make films of this nature.
Hmm. Ranbir, if you could describe Shiva in one sentence, how would you describe your character?
Hmm. Oof. How do you describe a character in one,
Yeah.
you said one sentence or one
One
word?
sentence. One sentence.
Um,
I have done it quite a few times in the introduction.
Shiva, Shiva is a young ordinary man born
Hmm.
with extraordinary powers, the powers of fire, which he doesn't completely understand, and he is also related to the Brahmastra, which we will find out in the film how.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good answer. What about you, Alia? How would you describe Isha in one sentence?
I'll go more for like the kind of personality that she is: innocent,
Hmm.
full of wonder and adventure, believing, trusting, loyal,
Strong.
strong.
Hmm.
Um, I think those are all great adjectives.
Yeah, that's great. When we were watching the trailer, a lot of people said that, oh, this is very, maybe in some ways reminiscent of other multiverses that we've seen in Hollywood, even though I know that it's very different because, it's so deep rooted in Indian culture. What would you say, other than the fact that it's a South Asian story, is different from what we've seen in Hollywood before? Ranbir.
Well, you know, avatar is a word which comes from our culture.
Hmm.
It's these are the
Avatar.
stories.
Hmm.
Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah.
These are all our stories.
Hmm.
America didn't have those comic books Superman before we had Hanuman flying in our culture. So
Hmm.
we've had stories since I don't know how many years.
Hmm.
So maybe the West took inspiration from our stories, and they were just faster to build on them.
Yeah.
But like I guess, like I mentioned earlier, we're just waking up to the fact that there is an appetite for from the audience to see stories of such nature. We've seen that with a film like Bahubali.
Hmm.
And we're also kind of experiencing it with the excitement that we're seeing for Brahmastra. And I really hope
Hmm.
that Hollywood takes notice. Maybe there could be a collaboration of an Indian multiverse with a Hollywood multiverse. You never know. I mean, the world is getting so closer that
Yeah.
anything could happen.
Yeah, that's true. Ali, I'll wrap up the interview with last question for you. What do you think is that one thing, like a key takeaway message that you would want the audiences to take away from Astra?
Well, for now they should only take themselves to the theater and then take away whatever they want to take away after experiencing the film.
Yeah.
I would not want to spoil the experience for them by already saying what they should take away. But hopefully,
Mhm.
a magical ride at the movies.
Amazing. That sounds great. Thank you so much, you two, for your time. It's been
Thank
amazing.
you,
Thank
Queenie.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.